so delighted to be at Piedmont Community College. I continue to hear about the good work. Wonderful to meet some of the student ambassadors who are here and some of the faculty. I'm grateful to be here with Senator Mike Woodard, who continues to diligently work and strongly support the community college system and this community college, because he recognizes that it is about training that workforce and getting the workforce of tomorrow. We're also looking forward to hearing a little bit from Erica. She will tell us a little bit about why this is so important. And then after I say a couple of things that are on my mind, I'm going to introduce to you our new community college president. He's new in some ways and then really old in others, and I'll tell you about that. Tell you about that in a minute. But you know, we all want a prosperous life for our families. And my mission statement for North Carolina is this: I want a North Carolina where people are better educated, where they're healthier, where they have more money in their pockets, and they have the opportunities to live a more abundant and purposeful life. That's my CEO mission statement for our state. The third grade class I told that to the other day really liked the more money in your pockets part of the mission statement. But when you think about it, a more prosperous North Carolina is what we want. And every day we have students who are working hard to improve their lives. Many of them are going to school here. I've talked to a number of students across North Carolina who are improving their lives with community colleges. They go to class. They work hard. Many of them are working while they're doing it. They're studying for tests. They're doing the things you need to do. Imagine if, you know, you're trying to make ends meet, you're trying to get that education, you're almost there, and some unforeseen financial crisis hits you, like a medical expense that you didn't expect, or one of those tough car repair bills that come in and you've got to have your car for transportation. And imagine you couldn't finish that degree or that certification that you were working so hard to do. The thing is, a lot of people don't have to imagine that. It's very real. We've seen it happen too many times across this state. An instructor at Pamlico Community College said a number of her students are one flat tire away from dropping out. And we know that in order to create a more prosperous North Carolina, we have to be able to create that workforce of today and tomorrow. And that's happening in these classrooms, which is exciting. As you know, I continue to recruit jobs for North Carolina, trying to encourage small business, innovation, and entrepreneurship, trying to get companies here to expand, trying to bring them from all over the country and, in fact, all over the world. The number one thing they say they need is the people who can perform the jobs that they create. They need the well-trained workforce above all. That's why our community colleges are so important, and that is why we need to make sure that people have access to it and that an unforeseen financial crisis doesn't take them out of the running. A number of community colleges, one of them right here at Piedmont Community College, they've seen this problem, and they've created emergency funds. You have the PACER emergency fund here, and I've even talked to faculty members who have contributed money to a pot to help a student. Had one student in Western North Carolina who was about to complete a degree. She was driving, you know, about 45 minutes back and forth. She had a job where she had to have her car. She had a big car repair. She said, I have to pay for this car repair, and I can't finish my degree. And the faculty got together and paid for it. they shouldn't have to do that. That's where finish line grants come into play, and we want to talk to you about that today. I proposed $20 million go to finish line grants in my budget presented to the General Assembly. They did not fund it, but we were able to find some federal funds. We believed that this was so important. We found federal funds to establish $7 million to be distributed at community colleges for finish line grants. And you can qualify if you have completed at least 75% of your credential or degree, whatever you're trying to do. And you can get up to $1,000. And we know they need this money quick, so we've encouraged the community colleges and the local workforce development boards to coordinate their efforts to be able to administer these finish line grants. I'm excited about this because I hope it's just a start. You know, I believe we need to do more to make community college more affordable. And I'm excited that our community colleges are working so hard to train our workforce of tomorrow. But a car repair should not determine your future. And this is what we're about with our finish line grants, and are excited to announce that to you today. And we understand you guys are already working on putting it in place, so we commend you for that. But we're fortunate that we have had someone willing to step up to be our community college president. I've known this guy for 30 years. He was head of our university board of governors. We have, I think, one of the best university systems in the country. He was also on our state board of community colleges, and I believe we have premier community college system in the country. He understands education, and he knows how to bring people together. The Democratic members of the legislature, the Republican leadership in the legislature, and I all support him to be president of the community college. And that's saying something right now. It shows the quality of Peter's leadership, and it shows how important it is that this position have a strong leader. And we do with Peter Hahn. So I'm excited to introduce to you the president of North Carolina's great community college system, Mr. Peter Hahn. Peter?
Governor, thank you. I am, like you, delighted to be here at Piedmont Community College with great trustees, staff, faculty, students here at this institution that has a lot of momentum. And I am proud to say this is 17th campus I've had a chance to visit in my 3 months on the job. So I'm working around a little bit. And Barry was kind enough to inform me this is number 1 on the list. So I've got it. I've got it. Also want to add thanks to Senator Woodard. We don't have a better friend in the legislature than him. Thank you, sir. Now, the governor's right. We have known each other for quite a while. When I first met him, before he was governor, before he was attorney general, he was a state legislator. And I reminded him the other day, he had this bumper sticker on his car. It said, North Carolinians for Community Colleges. This is true. This is true. It was from a long ago effort. And I remember asking him about the bumper sticker at the time. And he told me, this is a governor who cares and understands public education, community colleges, workforce development, economic development. He cares about the students and the citizens of this state. We are remarkably fortunate to have his leadership. I can tell you that what he is doing here today with this $7 million in finish line grants will make a difference. Now, the impact won't be measured in the dollars that are spent, but in the lives that are changed. Many of our students are of modest means, and these dollars can change the trajectory of their journeys, leading to a diploma, degree, high-value certificate that will enable them to upgrade their skills, start careers, launch small businesses, provide for their families. That's an amazing thing, Governor, due to your leadership. Now, recently, a rural community college president, not so far from here, told me the story of two students, and it's a contrasting tale. The first student, Kelly, was a stellar student, very active in student government. The next semester, she wasn't there, and it wasn't until a year later he ran into her. She was stocking store shelves, and he asked, what happened? And she was vague about the circumstances, but essentially ran into the difficulty of juggling work and family and life, and her schoolwork lost out. Another student named Candy struggled with support from her family, neither emotional nor financial support. But with the help of faculty and staff, it's key to mention how the faculty and staff at community colleges across the state always trying to find a way to pitch in the work they do. The faculty and staff cobbled together some resources to help her. She went on to earn her degree, ended up at Columbia University, and has now entered a graduate program at Princeton. I hope she comes home to North Carolina, because we've got to figure out the way to lift up the Kellys of the world, because we're going to find more Candys out there and on their road to success, just like the young lady I'm going to introduce here in just a moment. Again, the impact of the Finish Line grants won't be measured in the dollars spent, but in the lives changed, and it will benefit us all. The students, of course, their families, the business community, the citizens of the state, all benefit when each individual has the opportunity to live up to their full potential. And that's our moral responsibility. Now, community colleges, when they're working well, they're accessible, flexible, affordable, and high quality. Man, that's a story to tell. And the governor's been telling it all across this state. We've got an opportunity to expand upon it. Now, I have the great honor of introducing Erica Ways, a recent graduate here at Piedmont Community College and beneficiary of the Emergency Fund, who is going to be one heck of a great nurse. Erica, please come up forward.
Well, I just want to say greetings, Governor, to our community members, and of course our wonderful faculty here at Piedmont Community College. Again, my name is Erica Ways, and in January of 2017, I was blessed with the opportunity to begin on my journey as I transitioned from a licensed practical nurse to a registered nurse here at Piedmont Community College. Having previously completed a practical nursing program in my hometown of Pennsylvania, I knew it would not be an easy task that I was embarking upon, but nevertheless, my motivation to become self-sufficient for my 4 children ranging in ages 16 to 2, including 7-year-old twins, was greater than my fear of failure. However, amidst early morning clinicals, full-time employment, motherhood, and one of the most rigorous academic programs, my health failed. This precipitated a snowball effect of unfortunate events, and I struggled to continue academically while maintaining the basic necessities of my household. That is when my compassionate and supportive instructors advised me of the Finish Line Scholarship and encouraged me to apply. This is particularly characteristic of the faculty here at PCC, who go the extra mile by not only recognizing barriers, but assisting to eliminate them in the pursuit of academic success. The scholarship allowed me to continue in the program when I was faced with the dilemma of, do I continue with my goal of becoming a nurse or quit to work full-time and provide for my family? By continuing to have such a resource, other students whom, like myself, have had to deal with the many vicissitudes of life while completing their education to become successful and become contributing constituents to this great state of North Carolina. As a new graduate of the Associate Degree Nursing Program at PCC and a soon-to-be state employee correctional nurse, I am convinced that an increase and continuation of such scholarships is not futile and much needed. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Erica, we're looking forward to have you on the state workforce. This is very exciting that you're coming to work with us in a place that really needs you. So thank you for that, and thank you for your inspiring story. Just remember, we got to continue to encourage investment in education from cradle to career, and that our community colleges are going to be a focal point, because the state that gets it, the state that understands that we've got to invest and to make sure we have that workforce, we're going to be the ones to get the better paying jobs. So I want to take a moment to thank the faculty, the people who work here at this great community college. You work for not enough pay and not enough benefits, but you do it because you love it. We need to continue to invest and work to provide more resources, and we're going to do that. So we thank you all for coming. I'm going to do a little aside with radio and the newspaper over here in just a minute, but I want to stay around just a little bit to talk to you all. And thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Erica. We appreciate it.